Hey guys, welcome back to my. That was such a loud clap. Let's do that again. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kaye or Kaye, and this is episode 5, I believe, of my knitting podcast. And oh my gosh, so if you guys don't watch my vlogs that I post every single week, this seems like a long time because the last time I filmed was in March, I think, like the beginning of March or something like that. Yeah, crazy. So it's been a long time for the podcast watchers, but if you have been keeping up with all of my vlogs, thank you. Welcome back. You guys know what I've been up to, but you know, it's time to get everything together for one video and talk about everything for the podcast watchers. And I love sitting down and just talking about everything. And since I haven't filmed since March and it's May right now, I'm like, I have so many finished objects. I'm just like, I need to talk about it right now, okay? Like I need to sit down, talk about it, and just, I just love podcasts. So yeah, I'm going to do the normal finished objects, whips, acquisitions, and then I'm going to talk about some future projects because I have so many projects that I want to knit, and I'm just very excited to like show off the yarn and stuff for it. Some of them I don't have the yarn for it yet, but I'm excited, okay? So let's get into it. What am I wearing? I'm wearing my October sweater by Petite Knit. I knitted it in hand-dyed yarn by Red Door Fiber Studio. It's called Starfall. It's such a beautiful colorway, and I paired it with some like super light, what kind of color? Like an icy blue mohair. And this is so that white halo you see is actually like a blue color, like an icy blue color, and the pairing, absolutely perfect. I love it so much, and I think I showed this as a finished object in my last podcast, so it feels nice to actually wear it for a video. And yeah, anyway, that's it for what I'm wearing. I keep looking at my viewfinder because I just see my yarn and like, oh, that's a whip. I'll bring it down whenever it's time. I forgot that's a whip. And then this is just like a rug or something, and then like some other old finished objects, and like, yeah, this is like a slipover. These are all slipovers, I think. Anyway, I'm just distracted by what I'm seeing in my viewfinder. Anyway, so I have my phone with my notes app open. I write everything down. I write all my finished objects, all my whips, acquisitions, future projects, everything in my notes app so that I don't forget, and I will be referencing my phone throughout this entire video, okay? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That sounds crazy. I have 7 finished objects, okay? And I think for my podcast, I'm gonna try and at least post twice in a month for my podcast, like including my weekly vlogs, because 7 finished objects, and then just like I have so much to talk about in this video. I don't want to always have to find projects from months ago to talk about in a podcast, so I'm gonna try and make it a frequent thing. We shall see. I'm just obsessed with my vlogs, so listen, if you want content from me, you're just gonna have to keep up with my vlogs. It is what it is. But yeah, 7 finished objects. I don't have 2 of them right now. It's a set. I could not find it anywhere. I have no idea where I put it. I just like toss it somewhere. So I'll just insert a picture of it instead, which, I mean, I'll be inserting pictures of everything, so just don't expect to see those objects when I get to it. Anyway, so the first one, my first finished object is my Cumulus tee by Petite Knit. Let's bring that out for you guys. It looks like a rag. That sounds so bad, but bring! This is the Cumulus tee. I knitted this on 3.25mm needles instead of 3mm needles because I didn't have 3mm needles at the time, and I wasn't gonna buy it just for this one project. Little did I know that I would be buying them in the future because I will be knitting, well, /am knitting on a 3mm project. So anyway, this is my Cumulus tee. I did not do the I-cord around the neckline because I just wanted a nice open look so that I can just toss this over different shirts and tops and stuff like that. Like, this is a layering piece, as the people like to call it. I did the I-cord on the sleeve though, and the body, but just not the neckline. And yeah, it has a nice like loose gauge. It's been folded a bajillion times, hence why it is wrinkled. And I use Knitting for Olive pure silk for this one. One strand? Yeah, one strand. And what else about this? Yeah, it was just a nice quick project. My first project that was on needles smaller than 4mm, I'm pretty sure, and it was fun. And I have another one on the needles, which I'll show you guys later. But yeah, this is a fun layering piece. I do want to wear this more, and knitting up this project made me realize how much I despise I-cord, and if I don't have to ever do it again, I will not be doing it again, because absolutely not. I do not vibe with I-cord. Sorry. So yeah, that's this project. It was quick, surprisingly quick, and I have fun. So put this to the side. My next finished object is, or objects I will say, and I'll insert the picture. This is the set that I don't have with me because I don't remember where it is. It is a maxi skirt and crop top. I don't know if Malika has a name for it, but this set is by my sister, Mr. Bobbin, aka Malika, and she knitted a set, and I was just like, oh, I want to knit my own. This looks so good. And I love stripes, even though knitting up stripes annoys me because of all the ends that I don't weave in. Hence why I love variegated yarns so much, because it just has a natural, like, this one isn't naturally striped, but my terrazzo sweater, I'll insert a picture, that one's like naturally striped, so like that's like really cool. But I just love variegated yarns because it just has a mind of its own, and I don't have to do anything to create a pattern. It just naturally creates its own pattern because it's just a natural art, you know? So I decided, let's do some stripes because, like I said, I like stripes. And I was like, let me do this project. So it's a nice little skirt and top, and I love it. I decided to do purple because that's one color I didn't really work with a lot, and I don't know, I love colors, as you guys can tell. I'm a very colorful person. Like, if you go to my Instagram feed, it's just like color, 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 and more color, and I love it so much. Like, that's so me. Anyway, so yeah, I had so much fun. This project went by quickly because it was on, I believe, 5mm needles, I'm pretty sure. And I used some, what was the yarn? Impeccable 100% acrylic yarn, and that acrylic yarn is so soft. I love using that acrylic yarn. It's like my favorite ever. Like, when I go to acrylic yarn, that's the yarn that I use because it's so soft, it's so cozy. And even though it's not like Red Heart, everyone should know Red Heart. Red Heart is not good, in my opinion. And it's so scratchy, and it's just so like, it's so plasticky. But Impeccable doesn't give you that like plastic acrylic feel. So that was fun to work with. And what else? I think I used 4mm and 5mm needles for that project. Yeah. And it was fun. Took some pictures, as you guys saw, and now I don't know where it is because I just tossed it to the side. You know, well, I don't know. A lot of people who knit don't knit for like the art of it. They knit for the finished object so they can wear it. But for me, I knit for the art of it. Like, if I end up with a finished object that I can wear, that's cool. If I don't end up with an object I can wear, then I'm just like, okay. It was fun. The process was fun. The art that came out of it was great, even if it can't fit me or whatever. And yeah, I just love the art of knitting. You know, it just makes me so happy. So for that project, it was just the art of knitting a skirt. I've never knitted a skirt before, I don't think. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that's my first skirt. And then it was just fun knitting up a pattern that my sister designed literally for herself. Like, not even for anyone else. So yeah, I just knitted that for the art of it, so I just tossed it to the side somewhere. And those are projects that I will like pull out years later and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I knitted this. I can't believe I made this. Look at this. This is the art of it. I learned this and this and that from it. Like, yeah, knitting is just a great art, you know? Hopefully someone can relate, because a lot of people knit for the finished objects to wear them, which there's nothing wrong with that at all, because hello, everything that I knit, I hope I can fit and wear and it turns out right. But if it doesn't, no love lost. It's art. So yeah. Anyway, next I do have this project. This is the June top by Petite Knit. My ugly June top. Here it is. So like I said, after the Cumulus tee, I did not want to knit I-cord again. So I did not knit the I-cord at the bottom of this, I was gonna call it a tee, at the bottom of this tank, and I just let it curl naturally. And oh, I love the curl of a stockinette. And I didn't do the I-cord on any of the edges, so you can see my uneven, like what, decreases or whatever I had to do here. And then don't even get me started on these straps. So I guess I should just talk about straps. Okay. Oh, first let me tell you, why is am I clear? Oh, okay. Anyway, my camera was doing something weird. Anyway, so I had a lot of leftover yarn from my Cumulus tee, so I used it for this, and I double stranded this time. And what needle size did I use? 4, 3.5, I don't remember. One of the smaller needles. Double stranded, knitting for Olive, pure silk. I love brown, and this brown color, like, I'm obsessed with brown. I'm obsessed with brown because of like how close it is to my skin color, and it just looks so good on me. Oh, anyway, so yeah, I double stranded it, and I love the gauge of this even more than my Cumulus tee. And yeah, so knitting these straps. I was supposed to do a certain type of join for these straps, and I started doing it, but then a stitch slipped and fell, and I tried to get it back on the same way, and then I just ruined how I was supposed to join these together. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just taking a crochet hook and I'm just gonna crochet it together. So that is what I did. It is very ugly, okay? But listen, you gotta do what you gotta do, and who's over here judging my straps? Anyway, it seemed like people enjoyed it anyway in the pictures because a lot of people liked it. And I love wearing this. It's so much fun to wear in a house as just like a tank, and then I wear a sweater or a jacket, like a, not a sweater like this, but a sweater like a zip-up sweater. I don't know how to explain that, but let's just say a jacket. Wear a jacket over it, you know, when it's cold in a house, or I can just wear this outside. I'm tired of tanning, so I don't wear anything strapless or thin strapped outside anymore. Like, I have terrible tans. Like, I still have shoulder tans and a thigh tan from like going to baseball games and stuff like that and being in a hot sun. I'm done. I'm done tanning. I knew I stayed in the house for a reason. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for this project right here. I really hope I've been clear this entire time because my camera is just doing weird stuff. Anyway, next up we have, whoa, this is not knitted. This is crocheted, so sorry. Anyway, boom. Oh gosh, that blinded me. Oh, this is not what it looks like. It's so exposed. Okay. Oh, there we go. That is what it looks like. Oh, that was so good. So what I showed you up close is what this tee actually looks like. This is the Stripe Madness tee or top by my sister, Mr. Bobbin. And this is crocheted in panels, and then you just sew or crochet everything together. It's a nice little crop top. I had so much fun crocheting this up. I was just like, you know what? I just want to crochet. I just literally felt the urge to crochet something, and I was just like, the Stripe Madness top is so perfect because it'll go by quickly, and it's just, I've crocheted before, so it won't take me any time at all. I use Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn, which is like the worst yarn you can use for a garment, but it was there. My sister had it, and I was just like, I want to work with some summer fibers. So I worked with it. It's nice and thick, okay? But listen, when you have it on, you're not hot. So that's all that matters. And plus, it's just like a wear this once in a while. You know, I crocheted on 4mm on a 4mm crochet hook. I was gonna say on 4mm crochet hooks, but no. It's so crazy how when I first started knitting, I had a hard time saying that I was knitting. I would always call my knitting crocheting and call my knitting, oh gosh, and call my knitting needles crochet hooks. And now I have a hard time with saying crochet because I'm like a full-time knitter now. Whoever has been here from the beginning when I was literally only a crocheter and then my transition to literally only knitting, you have experienced a lot with me. It's a great journey. And I love that I documented everything because it's just so great. Anyway, so yeah, I had so much fun crocheting this up. When will I crochet again? I have no idea. I do have a whip that, I mean, I don't show it because I don't work on it, but I do have a whip that's a crochet blanket that I started like months ago that I just don't work on, but eventually I will once in a while pull it up and work on it. But yeah, crochet is just there. Okay. Oh, Malika is cooking steak soup and that thing smells so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's continue. So, geez, I made a lot of things. Anyway, next up we have, ooh, it's my favorite whip so far, and it is my poppy tea. Listen, I folded it, okay? That's why it's wrinkled, all right? But my poppy tea, I love this tea so much. I love this yarn. It's a double-stranded hand-dyed yarn from Woolberry Fiber Co. I'm pretty sure. It's this beautiful green color. I'll show the yarn, and then of course I'll show some pictures. I'll show some pictures of me in it. But this is the first tea that I ever knitted, and did I say it's by Petite Knit? The Poppy Tea by Petite Knit. And oh my gosh, I wear this all the time and I love it so much. This construction was so different than anything I was used to, and I am absolutely obsessed. I use 3.5mm needles with double-stranded DK, with double-stranded fingering, which you know is a DK. Look at this gauge. Look at how tight this is. Like, this is sexy. Oh gosh, it's so good. And this construction, like, look at this. Yeah, look at this shoulder. Oh my gosh, and look at that. Oh my goodness, this is just, I'm in love. And then like a purl round around the neckline. I forgot to do it around, well, I didn't forget, I did not know because I was not paying attention to the pattern. But I didn't realize I was supposed to do like a purl round before the cuff and the body. But hey, my next one, I will actually pay attention to the pattern and knit that because I love that detail. It's so pretty. But yeah, this yarn, you guys know I'm obsessed with green yarn, okay? I love green yarn. I can't help it. I'm like, I just gravitate to greens and blues mainly. I mean, look at this green and blue sweater. But I gravitate to greens and blues more than like any other color. I'm just like, dude, just start knitting in another color, okay? Let's start getting into some neutrals. But I just love colors so much. But we'll see. In the winter, I might gravitate to more neutrals. Don't hold me to that because that might not happen. But anyway, I love this tee so much. So yeah, double stranded fingering hand-dyed yarn from Woolberry Fiber Co. 3.5 millimeter needles. This didn't take me long at all. I'm definitely going to be casting on another one. Not sure when, because this next pattern I'm going to talk about, I'm going to make so many of them. It's going to be, you guys are going to get tired of me knitting up this next pattern that I'm going to show you guys. So anyway, anything else I need to say about this? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm gonna knit so many of these. Okay, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. All right. Okay, my last. Oh my gosh, we're 21 minutes in, and I'm just on my last whip. No, I'm just on my last finished object. I knew this would be a long one. It's okay. I like talking. You know, it's long overdue. If I'm gonna come back months later with a podcast, it better be long. Okay? I get it. I get it. Anyway, this next pattern, I was literally waiting so long for this pattern to come out. Okay? Like, so long. And I mean, not so long, but like, I was impatient for this pattern to come out. And if you watch my vlogs, you would see how impatient I was, okay? But anyway, this is, again, wrinkles because folded. This is my Toasted Tee by the Kaye, and obsessed, obsessed. It's such a perfect, simple tee pattern. Like, the poppy tee is nice and simple, beginner friendly, easy. Is it beginner friendly? I don't know. I keep forgetting I'm not a beginner, so I can't really classify things that are easy to me as beginner friendly because I'm not a beginner. Okay, the poppy tee might not be beginner friendly because of the construction. There's a lot happening in the beginning, a lot. But I mean, I feel like it's pretty easy. Okay, maybe advanced beginner. Yeah. Ambitious beginner. Anyway, who cares? So the poppy tee is a little more complicated, but literally the Toasted Tee, this tee right here is a true, when I say true top down, I mean, we're not knitting flat and then and around. When I say true, I mean we're knitting in a round from the beginning all the way down. Okay, so this is a true top down. Did I say sweater? Who cares? This is a true top down tee where you cast on in the round. Okay, you do some German short row shaping. I promise you, this is about to end, so let me, hold on. I promise you, German short rows are not hard at all. It seems daunting, okay? Because when I first heard German short rows, and then I saw that mostly all of the patterns that I saved in my pattern bank had German short rows in it, and I'm just like, that means I'm gonna have to learn German short rows to do all these patterns that I want to do, like. And then when I learned it, I was like, are you kidding me? That's it? Huh? So yeah, German short rows, so easy. So literally top down, German short rows, knitting around, boom, you have your tee. I did an extra small, which I now regret because I was like, you know what? It's time to have some close to skin, true to size garments, you know. No, don't ever let me do that again, okay? No. We're not doing true to size. I cannot stand true to size, but I was just like, just this one time, let me just try something different. No. Not doing that again, okay? Because this is too true to size to the point where it's just like, I don't wear bras. So like, it literally molds to the shape of my boobs, and I don't like that. Like, they're not trying to say hello, okay? They just want to sit there. So I am not doing true to size. Again, when I do my next Toasted Tee, I'm going to do a large. So hopefully it has that like nice flowy look on me. Yeah, my next one will be that. And I'm going to be knitting one up in June. So yeah, I'm excited. I don't know which yarn I'm going to use though. Like, I have the yarns that I will be using for my next couple of toasters, but we'll talk about that at the end, and I'll show you guys at the end. Like, after all of this, okay? So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so we're not doing true to size again, but This is such beautiful yarn. This yarn is Lover by Sorella, and it was part of her Taylor Swift collection that came out in 2021. And this was the first hand-dyed yarn I ever bought. Okay, it was part of the collection, so I bought this Lover yarn, and then I bought, it's all the way at the bottom, sorry. I bought some Out of the Woods yarn in that same Taylor Swift collection, which I'm going to be using for my Elizabeth blouse. Dude, I'm so excited for that. The Elizabeth blouse will be like an August project, probably. Maybe even July. I don't know. Maybe, we shall see. Anyway, yeah, so 2021, and I'm finally using it in 2023. Whenever I heard people like having yarn from like years ago, I'm like, how do you guys keep all of that yarn from years ago? And now look at me, when most of this stash is from like 2 years ago. Okay, I need to get rid of it. I'm not selling more. I just need to use it, okay? Which is why I'm doing a lot of double-stranded fingering works, which is so much fun, okay? Even though, I will say, I'm sorry, we're supposed to be talking about this tea, but hold on. I miss mohair, okay? I watch people and they're saying stuff like, this is going to be the last time I use mohair because I don't really care for mohair. Yeah, I knitted this project. Mohair is like, okay, but like, I don't think I'll use it again. And I'm over here like, what? Like, I miss working with mohair. I want to knit with mohair. This was the last project that I knitted with mohair, and this was in February, January and February. It's May, okay? I'm having mohair withdrawals, okay? I need some mohair in my life. And I have lots of yarn back here where I have mohair pairings and Suri alpaca pairings where I can literally stop everything right now and cast on a project with some fuzz. But I'm trying to be a good gal and finish all of the projects that I have right now. I can't believe I went from being a monogamous knitter to somebody who has like a bajillion whips on the needles, which we'll get to if I can ever stop talking about other things besides the projects. Okay, back to this. So yeah, this is Lover yarn, single-stranded on, no, not single-stranded, that would be crazy. The gauge will be insane. Double-stranded on 5mm needles. So look at this. Look at this. Double-stranded fingering on 5mm needles. Like, I love it so much, and it's so simple. So I will be casting on another one of these soon. But I have so many whips. And let's get to them. Finally. Finally! So the first one I'll talk about will be this one right here. Okay, since it's so close. So this one is my Cumulus tee that I'm turning into a dress. Okay, if I can figure out what the front is. All right, so I started this like what, a month ago, a couple months ago. This is my progress so far. I'm knitting this on 3.25mm needles. And I'm using a woolly knit cone. Look at this pretty color. It's so pretty with these like little flecks and stuff. Like, oh, so good. This is a 500-gram cone, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, of British wool. So I'm like, ooh, this will be like a perfect fall-ish, winter-ish dress. Yes. So it's not one of my active whips because I have so many other whips, but I do want to finish this like in time for winter, so it can be the end of this year when I finish it, which is fine. So yeah, I'm just gonna, it's just single-stranded, like I said, on 3.25mm needles, and instead of I-cord, like I said, I'm not doing I-cord again. I'm gonna do ribbing, which is gonna be such a great look. I'm so excited, and I'm not sure how long I want it to be right now, but I know I want it to be past my knees. Yarn permitted. So we shall see what happens as I continue knitting on it, whenever that is. And I'm so sad that I put my most used needles on. No. I'm so sad that I put this project on my most used needles because I'm like, dang, I could have been using those needles for another project. I'm so sad, but it is making me use my lick needles more instead of it just sitting there looking pretty. Oh my legs. Oh gosh, guys, I'm sitting on a floor, if you don't know. So like, oh, my legs are sleeping. Hold on. Little break. Oh, a little break real quick. Okay, all right, break over. So that is my first whip, which is not an active whip, but my next 1, 2, 3 whips are active whips. And I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whips. 6 whips, 3 are not active, 3 are active, so yeah. All right, next up we have a test knit. If you guys only watch my podcasts, you'll be like, you'll be like, excuse me, you're test knitting? Sorry, I keep stretching my legs because, yeah, I still need it. You're test knitting? Yes, I'm test knitting, okay? That seems crazy because I'm like, test knitting? Who the heck is test knitting? Not me! But I'm test knitting now. And I have 3 test knits on the needles. Who am I? So let's get into it, okay? My first test knit is the Fiorti by Ullin Knitwear, Maria, and she's so awesome. Hopefully she will start a YouTube channel. I will watch you, girl. Okay, I will watch you. But anyway, test knit for Maria is this beautiful tee. I'll insert a picture for you guys if I can get mine off of all of this yarn. And there's a lot happening here, so give me a second. Okay, sleeve. And boom. Okay. Here we go. Is it like that? Bro, what is happening here? No, this isn't correct. Maybe this. I think it's like this. There's a lot happening because I can't wait to get to the neckline so that I can properly show you guys what this looks like. But believe me when I say this is going to be a tee. It's just like knitted flat, and then like this is the only thing in the round right now, which is the sleeve. Oh, this looks so good. Oh yeah, that looks good. But anyway, so this is what it looks like right now. It is a nice marled look. Like, oh, I love me some marling. So I'm using Isaiah yarn that's gifted. So the yarn is gifted for the test knit, and it's Isaiah Trio 1 and Trio 2 mixed together to create this beautiful, beautiful fabric. So these 2 colors right here, this blue one, oh, hold on. So this blue one is Trio 2, I'm pretty sure, and this one's Trio 1. And just look at the different textures of those. Like, what the heck? I've never used yarn like this before. It is linen and a bunch of other stuff. I'll let you guys know whenever I talk about my acquisitions, which this is a part of, so yeah. But fibers I have not used before. This pattern is so great. It's so much fun to knit on because I haven't knitted a construction like this before. And it's just a nice, even though it's a construction I haven't knitted before, so like it's not totally mindless, it is mindless at the same time, you know? So yeah, I'm having so much fun. I cannot wait to finish the sleeves, then the neckline, and then just knit on the body and just take more pictures and just like, oh, the fabric is going to be so beautiful and drapey, and it's gonna feel so good on my skin in the sun. So yeah, I'm so excited to show more progress for you guys, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, you know? Anyway, but yeah, and hopefully I can show you when it actually looks like a tee, because right now it just looks like a bunch of fabric mushed together, you know? So anyway, yeah, that's my other whip and my first test knit. So yeah, that's the first test knit that I ever signed up for, and I'm so glad it's Maria who I ended up test knitting for first. All right, so my next whip is another test knit, and this one is the Marco Polo by Navita from Credia. I say Credia Studio, but it can be Credia Studio or it could be Creadia Studio. I'm not even sure which one it is. I'm gonna have to ask her which one it is, because I just always assume Cradia. But then I heard other people say it like a couple different ways, and I was like, oh, I didn't even think about it being pronounced a different way. So I'll ask her, but I'll insert a picture of the test knit, and I'm using hand-dyed yarn for this project. This project is the one where I'm using 2.5 millimeter needles, okay? The Fiorti, I'm using 3 millimeter needles, okay? So that was the smallest that I've ever knitted, like the smallest needles I've ever used for a project. And I was like, wow, I didn't think it would get smaller, okay? This one, like I said, 2.5 millimeter needles, single strand, fingering weight yarn, and it's hand-dyed yarn. I got to use more yarn from my stash, which is so exciting. So this is what I have so far. I don't have much, but I have this. Look at this fabric. Look at those stitches, guys. Like, oh my gosh. I am so excited. A collared tee? A collared top? Bro, it's giving me Elizabeth blouse vibes, you know, since the Elizabeth blouse has a collar, but I have been having so much fun knitting on this, but I had to pause this because I had a third test knit that I signed up for, which I'll show you guys in just a second. But yeah, so this is it so far. Hopefully next time I come to you guys, hopefully next time I come to you guys, I will have a little more progress than just this little panel right here. But like I said, I'm having so much fun knitting this up. I am so excited for this finished look. Like, oh gosh, this is gonna be so, everything I'm knitting up is like gonna be so drapey, and I'm just so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. This is so great. Okay, so that's my other test knit, and then I was like, okay, great. I am not gonna be signing up for any other test knits because those are small needle test knits, and I want to get a lot of progress in them. And they're actually knitting up quicker than I thought it would on small needles. And I was just like, okay, But then, okay, Kutavekika, she was like, hello, guys, I have a new sweater. Boom. I need test knitters for this sweater. Boom. And I was just like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But literally a few days earlier, or even a couple days earlier, or even the day before, I was like, dude, I'm having sweater withdrawals. I'm not bored with my knitting with all of these tees and stuff like that, but knitting up all of these tees is making me realize how much I love knitting up sweaters and how much I miss sweaters, and just like, oh, sweaters, sweaters, sweaters. I am a sweater knitter, okay? I love sweaters so much, like so much, okay? You get it. And then boom, she comes out with this test knit. I'm like, don't do it. I'm gonna do it. So I signed up, and then a few days later, I got an email that I got the test knit, and where is it? Oh, and I was like looking at the date for when we had to, you know, be done with it. Guys, so we were sent the pattern on May 19th, and the deadline is June 8th. June 8th, if you guys don't know the timeline for that, that is 2 weeks and 6 days. 2 weeks and 6 days for a nice DK weight sweater, which is fine. I've knitted sweaters in 2 weeks before, but I've never like had an actual deadline to knit a sweater before. Like, so I was just like, I'm up for the challenge. Hello. So I started this May 20th, and it is currently May 27th, and let me show you my progress. It's a lot. Okay, so first I'm knitting this on 4mm needles with 3mm needles for the ribbing for everything, and I'm using 2 strands of hand-dyed yarn for each, like for the different color stripes. And yeah, so let's show you my progress. Oh, that's upside down. Of course it's upside down. Okay, here we go. Boom! I can't even see if I'm showing you guys properly. So let's do that again. You guys, this is my progress in a week. I promise I'm not trying to knit like a mad woman, but like, what? Oh, look at the twisted rib. Oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed. And I've never knitted a striped sweater before. Like I have, like I said, my terrazzo sweater where it's naturally striped, but I didn't intentionally put those stripes there, you know? And this one is actually striped. Like, look at this collar. Oh, this twisted rib collar. And now I'm on the sleeve and I'm obsessed. This is the easiest sweater pattern I've ever knitted up. I swear. This is so beginner friendly and this is making me so happy, and I no longer have withdrawals from sweater knitting, and this is making me so happy. Like, I love it so much. Like, look at this. Oh my gosh. Let's just sit here and admire these two colors together. Huh? So I was gonna use these two colors for a melange sweater by Petite Knit. So I was gonna, you know, marl these colors together, and it was just gonna be a nice, interesting look, which, you know, I love. But then I signed up for this test knit and I got it. So if I didn't get this test knit, I was going to knit up the melange sweater, but because I got the test knit, I just used this yarn for this sweater. And I am so obsessed with these two colors together for these stripes. I am so happy. This looks so good, and I'm on track to finish this sweater by the end of the month. I'm not going to try and finish before. I'm on track to finish it by the end of the month, which is crazy. But listen, I love the yarn. I'm obsessed with the pattern. The twisted rib is just making me so happy, and then like having the different color as the finishing touch, like on all of the ribbing, like we do it for the sleeve cuff as well. I'm so happy. This is so good. So yeah, this is my active whip right now. Like, this is the only thing I've been knitting on for the past week, and will be the only thing I'm knitting on until I finish this sweater. So yeah, next time you guys see me, this sweater will be finished. I'll probably be wearing this sweater in the podcast, honestly, and then just show you guys a bunch of pictures and hopefully some videos and stuff like that of me in it. And yeah, I am so happy to be knitting this. Like, this is so much fun. And I was gonna say this is my last whip because this is my last active whip, but let me show you guys my other two whips, even though I haven't made like much progress on either of them. Okay, but you know, I'll show you guys anyway. All right, so I have this whip right here, which is the Weekend Hat by Petite Knit. Hold on. And this is my progress. I've had this progress for months. I'm using Drops Lima. I love Drops Lima. I'm obsessed with Drops Lima, bro. Like, oh, it's so good. It's so nice. And that's literally it. It's on 3.5mm needles. I'm not sure when I'll get back to it. It's a nice project to just take out when I'm like somewhere where I don't really want to have a big whip, you know? So yeah. And then my last whip that I have that is also not active is my vanilla sock. Alright, this is the sock. I'm using hand-dyed yarn from Red Door Fiber Studio. I already finished one sock, okay? It's stuffed in here. I just need to finish the second sock, you know? And it's not that I don't want to finish the second sock, because I've been picking it up and doing like a row here, a row there, but I just have other whips that just want my attention more than a sock, so I've just been knitting those. Sorry, sock and beanie. You guys will be okay. So yeah, those are all of my whips. That makes me so excited. Okay, so now let's talk about my acquisitions. I don't have much, I don't think. I have my yarn for my test knit that was gifted by Isaiah, and it is, oh, Okay, so no, this is trio 2. And this is this is trio 1. Right here, and both are 50% linen, 30% cotton, and 20% lyocell. So that's the yarn that I have. That's one acquisition for my Purity. And then, oh my gosh, I forgot about this yarn. I got some yarn from, Sorella just has like the best yarn, bro. That's why most of my projects and most of the yarn that I'm using and most of the yarn in my stash is from her, because she just has great collections. And I'm just like, I have to have it, you know? Even though I need to slow down on it, obviously. But this yarn I could not pass up, okay? So this is from her Disneyland collection that she recently had. She always has like a bajillion collections. And it came in this box. I'm trying to make sure I don't show my address, but it came in this cute little box. And you open it up and it looks like this. Ah! And then, boom. Oh, that's so pretty. And then of course it comes with this. Always like a nice little thank you. And then like stuff on the back as well. But let me show you this yarn. Oh my gosh, I saw it and I was just like, I have to have it. Like I told you guys, color. I love color, okay? So first we have this beautiful purple and blue yarn. This is called Sleeping Beauty's Castle. So, you know, of course, it's purple and it's beautiful, and I'm just obsessed. Okay, so it is 80/20 superwash merino nylon, 400 yards. I'm thinking, so the Kaye is coming out with a fingering weight version of the Tulsa tee, and I'm not sure when it's coming out, but hopefully, because I think it's one strand of fingering, obviously, like duh. So, ooh, the sun is leaving. Did you guys see that? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I'm thinking this will be a great Tulsa tee, depending on, you know, the yardage. Hopefully, you know, it's like 800 yards for whatever size that I want to knit up, because this as a Tulsa tee, stop it right now, bro. Stop. Oh, that'll be so good. So good. And then, of course, I have a sweater quantity, because why not? So I only got like a tee quantity of that. And then I got a sweater quantity of this blue-green yarn. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Like, look at this. Blue-green beauty. Like, are you kidding me? Like, come on. This is called Peter Pan's Flight. And this is also 80/20 superwash and nylon, 400 yards. And listen, ever since I knitted, what did I knit up? I knitted up something. I forgot which project I knitted up that was with 2-ply fingering weight yarn. Usually I gravitate to 4-ply because 4-ply it just doesn't have like any texture. I guess that's the only way I can describe it, honestly. It doesn't really have much texture compared to, okay, perfect. So Red Door Fiber Studio, she has lots of like 4-ply yarn, and Sorella has a lot of 2-ply. So here is the 4-ply versus the 2-ply. I don't know if you can see more of this ply, like how it's twisted, and this one is just like you can barely see the twist in the yarn. Yeah, so I've been gravitating more to 2-ply because I think it might have been one of my Monday sweaters, but the texture and drape that I got from that sweater compared to another sweater, I did not think I would become this person that notices things like that, but I noticed it and I was just like, oh, hold on, I'm gonna need some more 2-ply, okay? And I think a lot of like 80/20, you know, nylon has the 2-ply, And then like more of the 100% superwash has the 4-ply, but I think it just depends on a dyer, honestly. But that's what I noticed with like Red Dot Fiber Studio and Sorella. But yeah, so this makes me so happy. This will be a sweater. Okay, I'm sorry, you're not gonna become a tee. This is gonna be a sweater where I get like a beautiful, beautiful oceany-ish mohair to match it. We shall see. This won't be anytime soon though, I don't think, so yeah. Okay, what is next? We have, ooh, okay, so we have, oh, honestly, we don't have much left. I don't even have the needles with me, but I needed a bunch of metal needles and ChalGoo needles and 3mm needles, 2.5mm needles to work on my test knits. So I just bought literally a bunch of ChalGoo, like red lace fixed circulars, and they're all in my pouch over there. But if you've been seeing my vlogs, you would have known that. So, and you would have seen them, and I don't need to show them. Everyone knows what ChalGoo red lace, you know, needles look like, and if you don't, just look it up. Literally looks like metal needles with a red cable. So yeah, that's it for all of my finished objects and whips and acquisitions. And now I'm going to talk about my future projects because I'm so excited to show you guys the yarn. Ah! An alarm! I'm so excited to show you guys the yarn that I will be using. Most of the yarn. I don't have some yarn because I need to buy it, but I'm excited to show you guys the yarn. So let's talk about it. So like I told you guys, I'm going to be knitting up another toasted tee, this time in like a large, okay? A large so it can have a better drape and so I can use more of the yarn because I had a lot of yarn left after. Oh!
Does that to show?
Oh my gosh.
No.
Dude!
Black it out like this, of course, so it goes like that. What?
Guys, I'm not gonna show you yet, but Kalila just showed me what her fingering weight?
Yeah.
Fingering weight, pure silk dress looks like. That is amazing!
Thanks. This is size small.
Wow.
Yeah, so perfect for up here, feels so comfortable, and then it just stretches out to your body. No increases, nothing. Straight down.
Ribbing is amazing. Oh, so nice. When you block it, you could just,
yeah, like pin
like
it
pin
so
it.
that these two touch.
Yeah.
And then, so it'll go like that. It's because of the bind off.
Yeah, it makes sense. Oh my gosh.
Right.
That is so good. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot wait to see that. That's Copy Callie, Kalila. Follow her on her social medias because she will be revealing that soon. Oh, that looks so good. Oh my god. Anyway, I totally forgot what I was saying, so I'm going to start over. Okay, so I'm going to be knitting 2 toasted tees. Oh, I kind of remember. I had a lot of yarn left from my first toaster, so I want to use more yarn, you know, and get rid of more yarn from my stash instead of having like 2 big old cakes left. So anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna knit a large and I have yarn for it. So Malika, Mr. Bobbin, my other sister, she recently finished her poppy tee, which I'll insert a picture of, and she used Drops Lima. She had this much left. And I was just like, well, let me use it. I can make a nice little toasted tee with that, okay? So I have some Drops Lima. I've never used Drops Lima for a garment before, so I'm very excited for that. And imagine this as a toasted tee. Come on. Come on. So that's going to be a large, and I decided this will be the next one that I knit up in June. I was going to use this yarn that I had Kalila cake up. You can see it right there. But it's this yarn right here by Explore Knits. It's hand-dyed yarn, if it can focus. This yarn right here. It's called Death Valley. Yeah. It's called Death Valley. It's one of her national park yarns. And oh my gosh, so pretty, so accurate with the color. So this was going to be next. I don't even need that. This was going to be next, but then I saw the drop sleema sitting there and I was just like, wait a minute, I was supposed to use that. Let me use that because that's going to be fun, just like single stranding the DK instead of double stranding fingering. So 2 toasted tees next up, okay. And then I saw this dress, I'll pop it up. It's the All Good dress by Knitonomy. And I was just like, oh, I need to knit that up. And so I went to my stash and I was just like, perfect. Let me do a nice little striping. So I'm going to be using this yarn from Red Door Fiber Studio. It's hand-dyed yarn. It's going to be single strand. And this is Insignificant Human and Cauldron Boil Me. These are both from her ACOTAR collection, based on ACOTAR books, which are my favorite books ever. And yeah, I'm so excited. These two together, it's gonna be so good. This is 100% superwash merino and fingering weight yarn. So I am so excited to use that. So that will be another project as well. But that's going to be, I think, closer to July. The Tulsa tee, my one Tulsa tee will be in June, sometime in June. And then the All Good dress will probably be in July. And then my next one is the Arctic Light Sweater by Kuta Vakika. I'm going to be using this yarn right here, Knitting for Olive, heavy merino, and mohair, if I can get it to show right here. So I'm going to be using this one. This is heavy merino in Bordeaux, and this is, of course, the soft silk mohair in the color Claret. Boom. So these two together, oh, it's gonna make such a beautiful combination. I'm so excited. That was the yarn that I had originally for the Moby sweater. Yeah, I bought it for the Moby sweater, but then I didn't knit the Moby sweater because I want to do the Ingrid's first. Ingrid slip over to Ingrid's sweater first, and then the Moby slip over, and then a Moby sweater. So I was just like, I can use that yarn for the Arctic Light because Kaye was like, let's do it. And I'm like, oh, that would be so beautiful in that color. Okay, so that one is going to be more like the end of June, I think. So I'm going to have a toasted tee, and then that I'm going to start the end of June, maybe July. It depends on the progress of my test knits. So we shall see. That can change. And then this next one, this last one, that's definitely happening in June, the end of June, is the Lion sweater, or the Leon sweater, like Alex from Alexandra's Garn said, by Petite Knit. And in her video, her recent video, I'll link it for you guys, she was like, I'm gonna do the Lion sweater. You guys wanna do it with me? And I was like, absolutely. Oh my gosh, heck yeah. And of course, I'll insert a picture for you guys. And I decided I want to do mine in like a brown yarn and a tan yarn. So I don't have the yarn for that yet. I'm going to get it when... I wasn't going to say this, but Kalila's going to be saying it in her next video or something like that. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well. So you guys know how we went to Sweden in September last year, and we met Alex from Alexandra's Garden, and we had such a great time. We literally went to Sweden for her, okay? We're doing it again in June, next month, at the end of next month. So I will be getting my yarn, which is Double Sunday, in Sweden. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. Like, I usually like to tell you guys like closer to the time, but I'm like, hey, whatever. Let me just tell you guys. So I'm going to Sweden again. We're going to see Alex. It's gonna be so much fun. And she's doing a line sweater like by the time we're gonna be there. So she's just like, let's do it together, and we're just gonna make it a thing. As you guys know, we did the, what's it called? The Chunky Dahlia in Sweden together as like our Sweden project with each other. And now we're gonna do the line sweater. And this time Malika, Mr. Bobbin, my sister, she didn't do the Chunky Dahlia with us, but this time we're all gonna do the line sweater. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be so much fun. So I'm gonna be getting my yarn there. I'm gonna be using a brown yarn as the like main color, and then I'm gonna be dabbling in some tan / cream yarn. I don't know, it depends on the pairing, what it looks like in the store when I get my yarn, but I'm gonna pair a tan-ish color as the stripes for it because I want a brown sweater. So I'm very excited for that. That's going to be such a fun project. We're going to turn it into a nice little cowl with each other, and yeah, I'm very excited. This year is so great so far, and I cannot wait for more great things to happen because there are a lot of things happening behind the scenes that I don't talk about at all, and I just mainly show my knitting, and then when I get out of the house once in a while and stuff like that, I show you guys some things. I don't show you everything, but soon you guys will know some more things that are happening, which I'm very excited for. So anyway, I think that's finally it for everything. I did say this might be long, but hey, I'm glad it is on a longer side because it has been a couple of months since I sat down and filmed a podcast for you guys. And if you do keep up with my podcast and not my vlogs, I would suggest keeping up with my vlogs because I give you guys a lot more information about me and my life and my knitting and my yarn and everything like in real time basically for you guys. So yeah, and it's just extra content that comes out every single week. And speaking of, I have a video that finished uploading, so I need to post that after I finish this outro. So that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and sticking to the end. Let me know what you guys worked on while watching this video because I would love to know. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click that notification bell because it will notify you guys whenever I post another video. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram because that's where I post any and everything dealing with my yarn, my life, my projects, and everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one.